always, I'm Rebecca Lockwood, your neuro-linguistic programming practitioner trainer, hypnotherapy trainer, breakthrough coach trainer, and I also train a couple of other modalities, including timeline therapy, EFT, energy, and a couple of other bits and bobs. You regularly see me featured and giving comments in places like BBC, Cosmopolitan, Marie Claire, Psychologies, Planet Mindful, places like this to help educate people on neuro-linguistic programming and breakthrough coaching so that people understand the power of NLP and how we use it. So today I want to talk to you about, are you thinking about starting a coaching business, or have you got a coaching business and do you want to increase your tools and techniques in order to support your clients to really break through? So for those of you who might be thinking perhaps about starting a coaching business, or if you are thinking like, we're in a place at the moment with the economy and in life, and this time at the moment is quite like, there's quite a lot of stuff going on, isn't there? Like inflation is increasing, depending on where you get the information from, depends on what figure you're given for inflation. But I've seen it being spoke about from anything from 3% up to 8%, depending on where you're sourcing the information from, which is crazy because that is a massive difference. I've also seen I follow a lot of financial blogs and a lot of financial Instagram accounts, and I've seen a lot of people sharing things that are saying like, okay, inflation might only be this amount, but if you look at the cost of items, like if you go into a supermarket and look at the difference of the cost of items from last year to now, some of them are up to 400% more expensive than they were this time last year, which is absolutely crazy. So we're in a time at the moment where the price of everything is rising, and naturally the price of things rise anyway, but it seems to be significantly quicker, especially with so many people talking about their energy bills. Has anybody had an energy bill increase? I'm assuming that everybody is going to raise their hands, right? So the gas prices, the energy bills, everything is increasing, the cost of food, the cost of living. And, I'm in a really great position where I notice this stuff, and obviously it makes me reflect, but I'm in a position where I'm not worried. Like, I don't have to worry about how much things are costing me, thankfully, and I'm so grateful for that, because I decided that I was going to take things into my own hands, and rather than have a cut to how much I can earn, I decided that I was going to start my own business and decide how much money I earn. So many people go about their lives thinking like, this is just the way it is, I have no control over this, and I get paid what I get paid, and people find it a challenge and a struggle and then do nothing about it. Like, what it has to give at some point. And I remember being in a position when I had a full-time job, and thankfully I did still earn quite good money in my full-time job, and I was in a sales role and I earned commission as well. However, there was still a ceiling on how much money I could earn, and I decided that it wasn't only about the money at that point, it was also about the time freedom as well. So for me, I had a 1-year-old at that time, and I wanted to be at home with my little girl. Like, I wanted to have control of my own time. I didn't want to have to answer to anybody. I wanted to be in control of how much money I earn. At that time, I didn't necessarily want to earn loads of money. I just wanted to earn enough money to be able to pay for my bills and be able to be at home and work around them. Like, that was the outcome for me. It wasn't necessarily about wanting a 6-figure business or anything like that. It was just, I wanted to be at home with my little girl, and I wanted to be in control of my own time, and I wanted to earn a good wage, right? So let me know as you're listening if any of this is resonating, or if you're thinking about starting your own coaching business, because I wanted to talk through like the reasons why I started my own coaching business, what I've seen going on in the world at the moment, and how I decided and what I decided to do to be able to be in control of my own income. And then I want to talk to you about some steps that can really support you in life, in business, if you are thinking about starting your own coaching business, if you are thinking about starting an NLP coaching business specifically. So inflation is up, gas prices are up, energy prices are up, the cost of living is soaring. Like, what are we going to do about it? Because it's all right complaining, it's all right being unhappy about it. Obviously, we are unhappy about it. Obviously, people are going to complain about this stuff. But what are you actually doing about it? Like, are you just going to be complaining, or are you actually going to do something about it? Because I remember when my little girl, when she was 1, I remember when I was working full time and I was complaining that I was working full time. And then I felt unhappy, but I could have gone on and on and on feeling unhappy, feeling like I was missing out on time with her. But I decided to make a choice and take personal responsibility and do something about it. And for me at that time, it was starting an NLP coaching business that then helped me to work my time around my child and make some money as well. So I am live on Instagram and on Facebook at the same time. So if I'm flitting between these, that's fine. So what does this mean for you? Like, what's going on for you? Let me know. Like, do you already have a coaching business? Are you thinking about starting a coaching business? How are things going for you? And what does this look like in terms of, I've mentioned a couple of like prices are increasing. Have you heard from your energy supplier? Have they told you that they're increasing their prices? I've seen a lot of people who've had some increases that have been astronomical, like crazy, which is, it's just mind-blowing, isn't it? And this is the kind of time that we're living in. So there's one thing that you can, well, there's two things that you can do. You can either stay stuck, stay where you are and not do anything about it, or you can decide to do something about it, take this matter into your own hands, and not only support yourself to make some money, but also support yourself to do something that is really meaningful, in the world, and that's really meaningful in your own life as well. And starting an NLP coaching business can do this for you, right? But why? Like, how can it do that? So as I said, like, when I started my own NLP coaching business, it was literally because I wanted the time freedom and I wanted to earn a bit of money around my 1-year-old, and I didn't want to be at work all of the time. I especially didn't want to be at work full time. And my maternity leave had come to an end. I just trained in NLP and I was like, do you know what? Screw it, I'm going to do it. I hated my sales job anyway, and I knew that there was something more for me, and I knew that there was something better for me. And so I thought, right, I am going to start an NLP coaching business. It wasn't easy, right? And at first I was doing some evenings alongside my full-time job, but thankfully within 3 months I had completed everything and I was able to leave my full-time job and be a full-time NLP coach. My first couple of years, I earned between £20,000 and £30,000. I think it might have been a bit more than that in the second year. And I was earning, I replaced my full-time income, and I was really happy. I was working with people all over the world. I was helping people change their lives, and I was with my little girl. Like, that was the biggest thing for me. And it was only last week I was speaking to her. We were walking home from school, and we saw one of her friends, and she went, oh, it's really nice to see that she's with her mummy, because she doesn't get to spend much time with her mummy. And I said, oh, really? And she said, yeah, but I'm really happy because I get to spend a lot of time with my mummy, with you. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that feeling, like you cannot even put money on that stuff, right? Because that was it for me. That was the driver, that was the purpose, that is what I wanted. I'm at the point where I'm choosing to take that step and begin. Yeah, amazing. So here are a couple of things then that you can think about, you can take into consideration when it comes to starting your NLP coaching business. So the first thing to remember is that you are in control of your income. So you might be in a position at the moment, I know I certainly was, where I was working full time. I was in a sales job, so I was earning okay money, and I was getting a commission as well. And I was doing okay, but I didn't like having to work full time, right? Because I was working around my child, and it was exhausting as well, and I didn't really like the job. So I decided that I wanted to be in control of not only my time freedom, but also my income as well. And I was able to replace my income quite quickly with coaching, and I became a full-time coach at that point. So when you own your own business, you are in control of how much you make. You are in control of your finances. There's not a cap on how much you can earn. You can decide to work with people in many different ways, and I teach you how to do this in my NLP practitioner course. So you learn how to become an NLP coach and use NLP tools and techniques, and also how to create income streams through having an NLP coaching business. So whether you want to work with people one-to-one, or in group programs, or in courses, or in like self-study things that become more passive, things like that. And I teach you how to do that within my NLP practitioner course. If you're on Instagram with me, if you want to check out the full details, they're in the link in my bio. And if you're on Facebook with me, they're in the link in the description. So you are in control. Like, it is down to you. There is nobody else you have to answer to. There is nobody else you have to ask for a raise. There is nobody else that you have to speak to. You don't have an employee telling you how many hours you can take off or how many days holiday you can take. Like, you are in control. Last year, I was speaking to my team about this morning. Last year, we took like most of August. I think we took like all of August actually off. And a little bit of July, all of August, and a little bit of September we took off completely. But it didn't matter, because I'd set my business up in a way so that we were still earning income. People were still able to go through my courses and get our support from me and the team as well. And I was stable, and I was able to take that time off with my kids. Like, I don't work most holidays because I've got my kids at home with me. And that's because I want to do that. Like, I'm in control of that. So when you work for yourself and you decide to have your own NLP coaching business, you can make them choices. Been considering for the last 2 years, so now I need to go with it. Yes, amazing. And if you need any support with that, reach out and speak to us, because that's what we do. We support people and show you how to become an NLP and breakthrough coach. And then we also show you how to generate an income and a business from that as well. So the second thing you want to take into consideration is that you can do work that makes a difference in the world. Like, you can do something that actually has an impact. So when you've got your own NLP coaching business, the work that you're doing actually makes a difference. Like, I cannot tell you how many breakthroughs our students have had going through my paid courses and even my free stuff. Like, let me know as well, like, if you're on with me live now, if you've been on with me on my free training that I ran last week, let me know, give me a wave. And we've had so many ladies and gentlemen, we've had so many people that throughout last week commenting, telling us how much like it supported them and helped them. Like, this work makes a difference. Neuro-linguistic programming should be taught in schools. Like, it really should be taught in schools. And that's what makes me so passionate about teaching it to other people as well, because I know firsthand the power of the work of neuro-linguistic programming. So the work that you do really helps people with their mental health, with anxiety, with gaining more confidence, with self-belief, with limiting beliefs, with achieving their goals, and so much more. A lot of time, people think that working with a coach just helps them achieve goals, and it's not just about that. It is about the goal and the outcome, but it's about the journey that takes you to that. That is where the real work happens. Releasing the negative self-talk, releasing the imposter syndrome, letting go of unserving stories that you've been telling yourself on repeat since you were 5 years or 6 years or 7 years old. Like, I gave you some examples of stuff that I used to carry around as baggage since I was like 6 or 7 years old last week, and how I was able to release that using neuro-linguistic programming. So when you become an NLP coach and set up an NLP coaching business, you learn how to do that, and you do that with your clients. That is the work that makes a lasting impact in people, in the world. Because when you help one person, that creates like this little ripple, and it's like the ripple effect that then someone might tell somebody else, who might tell somebody else, who might tell somebody else, and it creates these waves rather than just ripples. And NLP really supports you to do that. It's such a powerful stuff. The third thing that you want to think about is that you can help people change their lives. I think I've kind of already said this now, but you can help people really change their lives. When I first trained in neuro-linguistic programming myself, I was able to go through that process myself. So when I teach you NLP, I teach you in a way where you learn it, and then you implement it and experience it. So you experience having NLP coaching firsthand, and then you deliver NLP coaching too, so that by the end of the course, you're fully competent and confident in your abilities as an NLP coach, which is like, you don't always get that, right? So when I first trained in NLP, I also immersed myself into that experience, and I realized that I had been holding on to these limiting beliefs of not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy of success. And I had really bad postnatal depression when I had my 1-year-old at that time. I had postnatal depression when I first had her. And I realized when I trained in NLP that is when it went, like fully, that is when it went. And that for me had such an impact that I knew that I had to help as many other women as physically possible not have to go through that same experience. And that is what led me to, like, that is one of the drivers, like wanting to have the time freedom to be around my kids, wanting to be able to earn some okay money or good money, and then also wanting to make that difference from my own experience. Like, I knew it made a difference because I experienced it, and then being able to deliver that to other people, just incredible. So just to round up then, you are in control of your income when you start your own NLP coaching business, because it is down to you to decide. There is no cap, there is no one you have to answer to. The second thing, you can work and do work that makes a difference in the world. And the third thing is you can help people change their lives. I was speaking to my friend about this the other day, there is such a long waiting list for people to see mental health professionals through the NHS. Like, one of my friends has got a couple of friends who are on the waiting list to see mental health professionals through the NHS, and they've been waiting for over a year. That is crazy. Like, this work is needed in the world. We need more NLP coaches to really make a difference in the world, to really work with people that need that support, because it is ridiculous how long people have to wait to be seen when they can see someone privately who can support them with their mental health, with anxiety, with confidence, with self-belief, all of these things that you learn how to do when you're an NLP coach. And we've had so many people who were on our training last week, on our free training, and again, give you a wave if you've been on it with us, who have had serious breakthroughs and the realizations around anxiety and confidence and mindset and things like that. So the details of my NLP practitioner and breakthrough coaching course, if you're on Instagram with me, they are in the link in my profile. If you're on Facebook with me, they're in the link in the description. If you've got any questions, reach out and ask, send us a message, let us know. If you are thinking about starting an NLP coaching business, pop us a message with any questions that you have. Our course is open, and we do support you and train you not only to become fully qualified and accredited in neuro-linguistic programming and breakthrough coaching, but also how to create a proper business that is sustainable for you as an NLP coach as well, because we need more people in the world who can make a difference and who can help people. I never used to call myself a light worker because I never really fully understood what that meant until I trained in NLP. And really, that's what we need in the world. We need more light workers and people who can really support others. So if you do have any questions, pop me a message. We are going to be chatting with some of my students who've been through our course tomorrow. So I'll be live with them tomorrow. And you can ask them any questions about their experience of our NLP practitioner course. You can ask them about how they're doing in their NLP coaching business and more. But if you do have any other questions, just pop me a message, whether you're on Instagram or on Facebook.